Hey y'all, good morning. It is 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. That's why I got on my Seahawks t-shirt. So anyway, I'm back with Bizarre Truths, and I hadn't been here lately. For the last couple of days, I've been watching the impeachment news. So I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do this recording today, and then I'm going to go to work. And so anyway, this one is, again, Bizarre Truths. And it is life before alarm clocks. Okay? And this is on page 371 and 372. Okay? If you have your book, go ahead and read along with me. All right. Life before alarm clocks. Imagine how difficult it was to wake up before good old clock radios and other loud-sounding devices existed. That I used to have one. It's very jarring to wake up to a clock radio in the morning, because you go from silence to this blaring music. It's crazy. I can't believe I subjected myself to that. How horrible. Okay, anyway. Imagine how difficult it was to wake up before good old clock radios and other loud-sounding devices existed. Fortunately, there were some workarounds. The knocker up. Everyone has a trick for waking up on time. Some people put the alarm clock across the room so that they have to get out of bed to turn it off. Some set the clock ahead by 10 or 15 minutes to try to fool themselves into thinking that it's later than it is. Some set multiple alarms, and some, those boring goody two-shoes types, simply go to bed at a reasonable hour and get enough sleep. We don't necessarily rely on it every day, and some of us definitely don't obey it very often, but just about everybody has an alarm clock. How did people ever wake up before these modern marvels existed? Many of the tough problems in life have a common solution. Hire someone else to do it. Hire someone else to do it. That's the solution of a problem. I have a big problem with that, because I believe in people doing their own work. I don't believe that you should get someone else to do it, hire someone else to do anything that you can do for yourself. And getting up in the morning should be one of the things that you can do for yourself, okay? Just because your mama ain't here to keep waking you up. Anyway. Oh. Namaste. Okay. Long ago in England, you could hire a guy to come by each morning and, using a long pole, knock on your bedroom window to wake you up so that you would get to work on time. This practice began during the Industrial Revolution of the late 18th century, when getting to work on time was a new and innovative idea. I think that that's where the problem is. If you're still sleeping, it's because your body is still regenerating. It's because you need to continue to rest, to continue to sleep. Right? That's why you're not waking up. This whole construct of getting up at a certain time to go to work it's really horrible. It's really horrible, and it's against our natural bodily. Anyway, let me just so that's the Industrial Revolution that started this whole mess. Okay, In the grand tradition of British terminology, what makes Americans snicker, the pole operator was known as a knocker up. There's no word on how said pole operator managed to get himself up on time, but we can guess. The alarm clock within. This is on page 372. The truth is, if you don't need any type of alarm, and you never did, or so science tells us, your body's circadian rhythms give you a sort of natural wake-up call via your body temperature's daily fluctuation. It rises every morning regardless of when you went to bed. Studies conducted at Harvard University seem to indicate that this rising temperature wakes us up if the alarm hasn't already gone off. Another study conducted at the University of Lübeck in Germany found that people have an innate ability to wake themselves up very early if they anticipate it beforehand. One night, the researcher told 15 subjects that they would be awakened at 6 a.m. Around 4:30 a.m., the researchers noticed that the subjects began to experience a rise in the stress hormone adrenocorticotropin. Adrenocorticotropin. I am not making it up. Page 372. Third paragraph. On the other two nights, the subjects were told that they would get a 9 a.m. wake-up call, but those diligent scientists shook them out of bed 3 hours early at 6 a.m. And this time, the adrenocorticotropin, adrenocorticotropin, it's still a mouthful, levels of the subjects held steady in the early morning hours. It seems then that humans relied on their bodies to rouse them from the dream world long before a knocker up or an alarm clock ever existed. What about the rooster? The rooster crows in the morning, and that sound wakes you up. If I waited for Kitten to wake me up, child, ain't gonna never happen. Okay, these are some 4 points. Texas evolved from the Caddo Indian greeting, Techas. Since there is no sh sound in Spanish, early explorers and missionaries writing about their travels replaced the unfamiliar syllable with an X to make Texas. Texas. Sound dumb. The longest overdue book in the United States is 155 years in Ohio. The longest in the world is 288 years in Germany. We can't even imagine the late fees. Roses are the symbol of the Virgin Mary. Catholic rosaries were originally made of 165 dried and rolled rose petals. Disney's Space Mountain roller coaster was the first thrill attraction to be operated by a computer. There you have it. Have a happy Friday. See you tomorrow. Bye.